Hey, it's Mr. Drogemeyer. Thanks for joining me for our Algebra 1 lesson videos. Today we are in Unit 6, looking at lessons 18 and 19 about horizontal and vertical lines. So first of all, to understand this, you need to know what horizontal and vertical mean. So horizontal lines are lines that go from left to right, horizontal. If you think of the horizon, horizontal lines have a slope of 0. They don't go up or down, just straight left and right. Vertical, straight up and down. Vertical lines have what we call an undefined slope. So when you think about an undefined slope, the reason it's undefined, it's because if we think in our fraction, we have a 0 in the denominator, which makes it undefined. All right, and so we're going to look at some examples here. So this first one says, when you connect the points -2, 2 and +2, 2, will it create a horizontal or a vertical line? Well, one thing we could do is we could plot those points and we could draw the line between them. But let's just think about it in terms of finding the slope. I would take the difference between the y values. So the first y is 2, the second y is 2. And then the difference between the x values, first x is -2, second x is +2, so -2 minus 2. And so 2 minus 2 is 0. -2 minus 2 is -4. So the line between these 2 points has a slope of 0. 0 is in the numerator. And so we said if it's a slope of 0, that is a horizontal line. So if you drew the line between those 2 points, it would be a straight line going left to right. Second question here, this time we're connecting the points -2, -2, and -2, +2. So again, thinking about finding the slope, difference between the y values, first y value is -2, second y value is +2, so that's -2 minus 2. Then the difference between the x values, first x value is -2, second x value is also -2, so we're subtracting -2. All right, so -2 minus 2 is -4. -2 minus a -2, that's the same as -2 plus 2, which would be 0. And so this time our 0 is in the denominator. That means that this has an undefined slope because we can't have 0 in the denominator and get a rational number. And so undefined slope tells us that this is a vertical line. All right, then we have a couple of word problems here. First one says the horizontal surface of a table is located 60 inches above the floor. So let's just make a little picture here. So if we think about our table, horizontal table, this surface is 60 inches above the floor. It says if the x-axis is parallel to the floor and the edge of the table is touching the y-axis. All right, so x-axis parallel to the floor. So this is our x-axis. And the edge of the table is touching y-axis. What is the equation for the surface? So we want to know what's the equation for this surface here, and we know that it's 60 inches above. Well, think about our y-intercept here is at 60. So we have this point 0, 60. It's a horizontal line, so we know it has a 0 slope. So that's y equals 0 times x plus 60. Well, 0 times anything is 0, So really this equation is just going to be y equals 60. So if you have a horizontal line, the equation is always going to be y equals something. And so in this case, it's y equals 60. Next question says the vertical surface of a wall. So we have our vertical surface here, and that was a terrible line that I drew. Let's try that again. Not much better, but a little bit better. 72 inches to the right of the origin of the coordinate system used in an experiment. So this is our origin point 0, 0. Oops, sorry, it said it's to the right of the origin point. So this is our origin point 0, 0. So thinking about this as our x-axis. So this would be at an x value of 72. If that x-axis is parallel to the floor, what's the equation for the wall surface? All right, so in this case, vertical line, we know our x-axis is at 72, 0. We have an undefined slope. All we know is that every x value here is at 72. And so if you have a vertical line, vertical lines are always going to have an equation that is x equals something. So in this case, we were 72 inches to the right of that origin point. So x equals 72. Every point on that line is x equals 72. Just like this one, every point on this line was y equals 60. So that's a little bit about horizontal, vertical lines. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. As always, if you do have questions, please let us know. Thanks. Have a great day.